Okay, welcome back. This is Ralph Eckert for Billiard Network, and this time it's about 8-ball. Let's have a look at the 8-ball break, a typical 8-ball break. You know, we had all the detailed topics like pocketing, speed, direction, and patterns, especially in straight pool. I showed you 2 different games, and this time it's about 8-ball. I will show you also the training game for 8-ball, which is more important than showing you how to run a rack of 8-ball. You can check it out anyway on the internet. You can see so many examples about how to run 8-ball, right? Also from myself, and I did it for a company brand one time with Rory Williams. And this time just about the break. Let's have a closer look at the break, and then I show you in this tutorial a nice progressive 8-ball drill, which can guide you for, quite some time. You will be busy. It will keep you busy. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's have a look at the break. Or let's make a few words about what's the strategy of the break. You see a lot of top players going from the center or near the center, right? But there are also some players who see their break from the outside part, right? But basically, going from the center gives you the most control, and it gives you a nice spread out of the rack. So if you make something on the break, normally you have easier racks to run out of, right? And if you break from the side, then from the left side, for example, then you will see after the break, the ball's going to the right and coming back to the left. You see more balls on the left part of the table. And other side, also the case, more balls on the right if you break from the right. And so this is more difficult to run out. I mean, for a pro, it makes a difference of, instead of running out 33% of the games, he's running out only 25% of the games, right? So it's just more difficult. So if you play maybe a tough opponent, where you want to make sure that you have a better chance to interact, to come back to the table, it might be recommendable to break from there. But also, more open, and that's why you see most pro players, they go near the center. When I break from the center, then we have different chances here on the balls. So for example, the main goal is to keep an eye on those blue balls. Here I racked up pretty special, as you see. And because when you rack up always the same, then you can figure out the typical passes of the balls after the break, usually. And so we keep an eye on the 2 blue balls here, which take their pass in direction of the side pocket. If they go in, nice. If they don't, then you have to see or check if they came in too short or too long. Too long, then you might break too hard. Too short, maybe not hard enough. So you can make them longer and break the next time hard. So it's very important for you that if you don't make anything on the break, that you at least saw what was the mistake, and so that you can adapt on your next try on the break to raise the chance to get more successful on your second break, because you see what you have to change. That's the most important thing, right? And then when you see the other balls, the 6 balls, I mean the green ones, they have a pretty good chance to come over here. And the orange ones, they will go, if they won't be stopped by traffic, they will take like 4 rails around. But there's no high percentage ball except those blue ones. The blue ones have like 30% together. And let's say the orange ones less than 5, the green ones less than 5. And then, of course, like any other beginner, also a pro can be lucky that any ball somehow, by some kick, can go anywhere, right? That's still the option you have. And then you see, there's only like a 60% chance to make something on the break, right? So there's no 100%, a pro doesn't make 100% something on the break. It's like 60, maybe 70. And if you achieve that, it's already a very good thing to get 67% of all your breaks. Something goes into the pocket. So, of course, in a race to 7, it can be also 100%, right? But you can also have a bad day. 100% nothing goes into the breaks, right? So that's you have to deal with. And but let's have a look at some examples of some breaks, and you can check what the balls are typically going to do. So you see here, I got one of the blue balls. It wasn't that good in the center, a little bit on the left. But anyhow, I get this one. This was a little bit too long, I guess, wasn't it? The green ones, it wasn't powerful enough to break, to get those closer down here, and also the orange ones. But that's what you usually can expect here. So I could continue here with the 1 or 3 ball, or even with the 6 ball if I like. But no choice here for the strikes, maybe with the 13 if you like to go for that. But anyhow, let's have a look after a few more breaks. And so you can check them out as well. Maybe I should try it a little harder this time, next time. So this time, let's use a break stick to give it, maybe make it a little bit more powerful. And you see, now they get a little bit more drive, also the green ones. Okay, they are more successful than 10 ball, right? Those 2 balls on the far end of the rack. But anyhow, also the orange balls. But anyhow, you see, when you use a harder break or a break cue, then you see, those 2 balls are getting too long this time. So in order to make them, you have to shoot softer. Okay, we can do it, of course, with the break cue, but it's not always necessary to use a special break cue. You can use your 70% break, I would say. So you can use also your playing cue you feel most familiar with. But and that's what you have to keep an eye on, right? If you don't make something on the break, why? If you don't make something on the break, the next players might try even harder and wonder why nothing goes in. Maybe here and there some accident ball, but the high percentage balls usually are there too long, right? So that's what you have to take care of in 8 ball. So, and now, I mean, the break is already an aspect which is already for pretty good or experienced players, or for beginners, hard to develop that kind of break, requires a few thousand breaks, right, of experience. But anyhow, the main topic here in this tutorial is a training game for 8 ball. How can you train yourself? And at the beginning, of course, I would take off all of those solids, for example, and wrap up maybe only those 8 balls like that. And break them. Open break, of course. And after the break, you got the option of taking the situation like it is, or ball in hand behind the line and take it from there. Do you run out or you don't? You win or you lose. It's like playing the ghost. Okay? And if you run out, you can use a coin, right? Going back and forth. If you win, maybe this direction. If you lose, you go back. Or you make a race to 5, race to 7. Up to you. That's probably better. And if you win, then you develop. It's a progressive training game. When you win, you add up another ball and break. This ball is only for disturbing. I mean, sometimes it disturbs, it's in your way, and sometimes it does not, right? Because if you break the first board, it's like your opponent missed the 8 ball and you get training how to run the rack if it's wide open. No problems, right? But still, for a beginner, it would be a big task to run it hard, of course. So, and then if you win that, then you add another ball to do the same thing. Make a break and see. Sometimes it disturbs, sometimes not so much. Same thing, after the break, you can take it as it is or ball in hand behind the line. Did you win or do you lose? And if you lose, you go back, one step back to this game. If you win, you take 2 disturbing balls. Maybe not in the corner, you can place them maybe like this. Okay? And then, same thing, break, go for the stripes, of course. No option to go for the solids. And do you win or do you lose? Raise to 5, raise to 7, okay? And anytime you win, you add up another ball, okay? Like this, then maybe like this. You're pretty free how you add them up. And until the end version, you got the full regular rack of 8 ball, of course. You can play also the ghost. Do you win or do you lose? So this is a long time progressive 8 ball training, which I can strongly recommend to you. And yeah, I hope you're gonna like it. And the next topic might be some final words before we move to 9 ball or 10 ball. So that's so far for our tutorial. Maybe you recognize they're getting a little bit shorter, but that's what the world requires, you know, in getting shorter tutorials. In the beginning we had like 40 minutes or so, and a lot of details, of course, very good information, you can check it out. And now we are trying to speed up a little bit, right? So I hope you like that tutorial, the training game, and I hope it will keep you practice. And of course you can also go for the book here, personal message to me or email me on office@eckert.com, and you can order your personal signed copy of that book, which has all the complete program what we have in this tutorial. I mean all the tutorial series from part 1 to 24. It's all there and with more detailed information, of course, more than you can give all the information in a couple of minutes, you know. Anyhow, so this was Ralph Eckert for Billiard Network. See you next time.